Sheena, why the fuck are you gift subbing? Disclaimer, the following stream will be out of character. Viewer discretion is advised. I repeat, disclaimer, the following stream will be out of character. Viewer discretion is advised. Leah, why the fuck are you gift subbing? Yeah. By the way, did you end up getting tickets for the Gundam Seed movie?
Yeah. The front row seats, man. I'm gonna look.
Dude, no.
High.
They just re-released some. They just re-released some. You can get better seats. I'm gonna go on Thursday.
It's okay. I like to be in front row.
That's disgusting.
Looking up.
That's actually so awful. By the way, we're live.
Oh shit. Okay.
Hi, love bugs. Say it. Say the thing.
Say what? Hi, everyone.
No, you gotta call them love bugs.
No, man.
Man, it's my channel.
Yeah, I don't care.
What the hell? You say stuff for Jelly all the time.
No, I don't.
Yeah, man. All the tweets.
No.
All the tweets.
I don't remember what you're referring to.
The Krusty Krab is unfair. Mr. Fish is in there, standing at the concession, plotting his oppression.
Oh my god, are you one of those complaining about fairness every day? Nothing in life is fair, man. Go back to kindergarten.
At least admit it. At least admit you're fucking biased, dude.
No, I'm not biased.
So biased. He's so biased. Come on, chat. Look how biased he is.
I'm not biased. I just have my own opinions, okay?
Where are your streams on everyone else's channels, Ben? Where are your streams on everyone else's channel?
I just have my own opinions, okay? It's not bias.
Why aren't you doing streams on everyone else's channel?
They don't let me, okay? Happy?
Hi, chat. I didn't plan an intro out, so this is Kevin. Kevin, say hi.
Hi.
We're having coffee today. Well, I'm having coffee. Are you drinking anything?
I'm drinking my tea from Starbucks.
Bro, you can't say that. You gotta plug phase.
We don't have tea yet. I'm drinking tea.
Well, that's you problem. Why didn't you buy tea? I would've been good with matcha.
Oh, my matcha is not so good. I like the jasmine, the Chinese green tea.
That's so fucking Chinese.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyways, we're doing this last minute out of character stream chat thing, cause can I say numbers?
What?
Because numbers, chat, because of numbers. Anyways, how are you, Kevin?
Busy, man. My arms are like noodles right now. I've been leading our team of highly trained professional packers to pack the lucky boxes.
Yeah, that warehouse is like a health violation, dude. I wasn't gonna say anything when I stopped by yesterday, but I was just like, ooh, is this work safe?
No, it's definitely not. If a fire starts, we're all dead. There's no getting out. You can't even jump out the windows. The windows are like sealed.
What happens to the company if you die again?
I don't know, actually. It would probably just go through like legal proceedings, it would just slowly die.
Oh, but I get to keep the model, right?
No.
Fuck. But yeah, Kevin, sorry, Sakana is here with me today, because we wanted to talk about everything going on at FaZe. I guess a little bit about what's going on in VTubing in general, but just getting into it. We didn't plan things out too well. I don't know. I'm kind of burnt out from FaZe Wars. I'm kind of burnt out planning from FaZe Wars. What was your experience like for that, man?
It was perfect.
Was that sarcasm?
No, it's a fun event. I hope everyone had a lot of fun. The logistics behind it is just a nightmare. We're never doing Minecraft again for FaZe Wars. Getting people into the game.
Yes.
Oh my god.
No more. What was that? What was that other game that like me, Sheena, and Lumi were trying to push for when they came to visit?
I don't remember.
God. Because I don't know if I'm allowed to share this, but I'm just going to anyways. Did you guys know that one of the games that was supposed to be in FaZe Wars that we didn't end up doing because there was so much pushback on it from talent was Fortnite?
Oh yeah, it was Fortnite.
And we had suggested something else, but I'm like, it's totally slipping what it was right now.
Dude, I can't remember. There were so many game choices. Like it's hard picking a game for FaZe Wars. Like you need something that's very accessible, like everyone can get it if they don't already own it. And then it has to be battle royale because we have this many teams, right? We don't want to make it into a tournament because then it'll take too long. And then also the game has to have like a very low skill ceiling, so you don't have, two freaking pro gamers going around the map and just killing everybody. So that kind of limited the amount of games we could do. And
yet we still chose Fall Guys, and yet Michiru still kept winning in Fall Guys.
Like that's just different.
It's just different.
Yeah.
She's just too good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, FaZe Wars was like what, 1.5 years in planning? Because when we started it, I was still helping out on staff.
Yeah, and then you started a while after the first FaZe Wars, right? Because I think we had the first FaZe Wars 2021, like winter of 2021. We are now spring of 2024, so two and a half years, not 1.5.
Oh. Wait, did you guys already start planning before I was onboarded? I didn't come in till like pretty late into 2022, I think.
Yeah, I think we just kept talking about planning, and the actual planning didn't happen until like much later.
Yeah, I think we started booking. I think it was actually right before I came in, because when I came in, the teams had already been split up.
Oh yeah, the team's been split up for like a long time. That was. But I remember before the Invaders, yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I think I was the one chasing after them to decide team names, so it was a bit of work there. Yeah. Yeah. Planning to plan classic, but teams were locked in, huh? Yeah, for the most part. I mean, as you guys saw, we had like quite a few swaps with Gen 3 coming in to assist. So thank you once again to FaZe Euphoria and FaZe Kaleido for all your hard work during FaZe Wars. We couldn't have done it without you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Say something nice about them, man.
You just did. I agreed.
It's different. I say nice things about them every day.
I do too.
That was the biggest fucking lie I've ever heard. And I'm a VTuber.
It's fine. We can move on.
But yeah, what things from Phase Wars do you think went well, or what things would you want to do differently next time?
Next time will be in like 3 years, so
Oh, thank
we'll
God.
we'll take longer to plan. There's actually a lot of things I want to improve on. But like I think there's probably some stuff that's simply unfixable. Like when it comes down to like the logistics, if you want to get the overall community involved. It just requires like a lot of manpower behind it, especially when it comes to getting people to sign up and actually joining the game. Like that part is just like you just have to have a first response team ready to deal with that, like subbing people in, subbing people out, and things like that. Like we had a sign up sheet, right? There's a lot of people that signed up. Then we did a random draw, so that's how we determined, the participants, right? And the moment we announced the participants, we got like 150 tickets of people saying, "Oh, I can't make it. We can't make it. Oh, can you find someone to sub me?" Like that's understandable, right? To some of them, and then some of the others are just like, "Why did you apply?" I remember there was a ticket.
Wasn't there one that didn't like actually have a PC?
Yeah, so the guy sends a ticket and he was like, "Oh, I don't have a PC. I'm only on mobile, so I can't play." I'm like, why did you sign up in the first place? Like, were you trying to play Minecraft on your phone?
I mean, you can play Minecraft on your phone.
I guess.
But yeah, actually, you know what? Like from my perspective, it wasn't too bad waiting for the subs for everything except Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft was a nightmare because like there's the matter of getting people in, we have to give them the IP, right? And then also like the way we kind of made it work is so that you can pick a team if you participated in the Minecraft game. There's 3 teams that pop up on your screen, and then you're supposed to pick your team. It sounds easy enough, right?
Yeah, but people couldn't freaking press the button.
A lot of people press the wrong button. Like, how do you, like, you can't account for that stuff. Like, I just don't know how that happens.
Are you mad you didn't end up getting to play? Are you mad that Amy was subbed instead?
Oh no, I'm not mad. They didn't win in the end. And, that's a mistake.
Did Sakana get a new mic? Yeah, he did. We went to Best Buy and we loaded the warehouse with new mics. How does he sound, by the way, chat? How's his audio? But yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good, right?
Pretty good. Improvement? It just took all of like 3 years for you to get a decent mic. Speaking of 3 years, it's almost is it 3 years? 3 years, right?
Yes, 3 years.
Yeah, anniversary season is coming up. Now entering year 3 of Phase Connect. Yeah, we've had a lot of talks on other people's channels as well. If you guys want something more serious, go check out Jelly's Q&A stream with Sakana. But we've had a lot of talks about how Phase has grown, and definitely between the last year 2, and now, there's been a lot of changes. Do you have any comments about the growth between the last year?
I think we did pretty good, all things considered. I'm pretty happy with the growth, I guess. We technically tripled in size compared to like the previous year. So all in all, I'm pretty happy, and but you gotta keep the dream alive. We can probably do better next year.
Are you still talking about the idle dream, man?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Still?
Yeah.
Look at how like the last couple of idols you onboarded turned out. Look at Clara, man.
Dude.
None
of you are the way you are before you're hired. I swear to God.
Yeah. I was actually talking about this with one of the other talents, and I was just like, "Hey, is it just me, or did Did we corrupt Rooney?
Like every single one of you. Like I remember when we were talking about it just casually in the chat, and then I was like, oh, like none of you are the way you are when you interviewed. And then I think, was it, can I say her name? Yeah, was it Jelly or something? She was like, oh yeah, man, you're supposed to lie on your interview. What did you expect?
Yeah, it was. I remember.
Like, Jesus.
When we were in pre-debut together, Jelly was like so fucking adamant because I just like say shit sometimes because I think it's funny. And then like she was so adamant, like, no, I'm not gonna do that, Disney. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be an idol. I'm gonna be an idol. Look at her now, smoking a pack a day.
Oh my God.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up. Shouldn't have given her cigarettes, man.
Yeah, she should quit. Isn't it save so much money in the long run? Like if you smoke until like you die, you're gonna waste so much money.
I mean, isn't that you with like your Coca-Cola drinking habits?
No, but I guess smoking is different. Like if you smoke a lot and you end up dying because smoking, then you end up saving more money, I guess.
Sorry, can you explain that logic one more time?
Like how much money you're saving from smoking or not smoking? Okay, so never mind. If you don't get it, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Bruh, I don't know, man. Your diet probably brings your overall health down to as much as Jelly's smoking does.
Yeah, I mean, Coke is just like different. Like it's like the water of life, whatever you call it.
What did you have for lunch again?
I had Subway and Coke.
How's that diet going again?
It's going pretty good. It's going pretty well.
But yeah, growth between year 2, year 3, and the dream, has it changed at all? Like goals for Phase Connect?
Goal wise, I don't think it has changed that much, but like I think mindset for everyone kind of changed. I think in year 1, everyone's mindset was kind of like, oh, like, are we gonna be alive after a year? Are we gonna be okay? And then year 2 was kind of like, oh shit, we might make it, like we might be okay. And then year 3 is kind of like, oh yeah, we'll do better next year. Like we'll keep going.
I remember
like, slowly, right?
Yeah, I remember last year. I'm not sure if I can say this, but I'm gonna say it anyways. You mentioned to me that you think like, oh, like everyone should have like an idea of what they want to do like after streaming. Do you still feel like that, or do you feel like this is gonna be more sustainable long term for a lot of talents?
Yeah, I think it's going to be more sustainable, but I still think probably good to have like something else sort of prepared. I mean, like if you're a hardcore content creator, you just kind of pivot with the times because that's like the only thing you do, right? Like for VTubing as well, like you kind of just have to pivot as the industry or the trend sort of change. Like I don't think it's going to disappear, right? In that sense, it's sustainable, but it's also good for people to have like something else going on, right? So like one day, for example, you don't just like quit VTubing and then you look back, you have like 5 years of just empty resume, like you didn't do anything for 5 years.
Tenma saying you're so over. I feel like Tenma, you're one of the ones that's good. I feel like you're one of the ones at better position than us. Yeah. I mean, I agree. But I'll always be employed here, right? Right, Kevin? You'll let me back on staff, right?
Yeah, we have like a natural transition. Like you're a talent, right? And then if you don't do so hot in the talent or like you get burned out and stuff, we'll like transfer you to the warehouse. And then from there, like you can slowly climb the corporate ladder.
I'm gonna become head of a warehouse,
Yeah.
Head of logistics. I'll be signing all the boxes, and then eventually the new fans that find find us after I've already graduated, they're gonna be like, who the fuck is this bitch? Yeah. Speaking of the warehouse, let's address the elephant in the room, the thing everyone wants to know about. Merchandise.
Oh my god, okay.
So we talked about it not too long ago. Just vertical versus outsourcing to another company. So
Yeah.
if you guys didn't know, Phase, well, we do the majority of our merchandise in-house with exceptions of a couple collaborations. And one of the things that we get a lot of slack for is our shipping.
Yeah.
Take the wheel, Kevin.
Okay, so doing it in-house and outsource, like there's pros and cons to both, right? Shipping at times it's kind of slow. Part of it like is our fault. Like part of it is actually just me. Like sometimes I forget to order certain items, but usually the delay for that is not so long. It's only like a couple weeks. But then the shipping problem mostly comes with like our bundled products. When a bundle has items that are being manufactured from different suppliers, they kind of come in at like different times.
Yeah.
And then when you order a bundle, or for example, if you place an order with, you know, merchandise that's being manufactured from a different place, then we tend to wait for everything to arrive and then ship. That's what causes a lot of the delays. In some cases, when the delay is, you know, like too much, for example, the beam plushies.
Yeah, I see someone saying those damn plushies in our
yeah. So like we end up shipping out everything else in that order and then ship the beam plushes separately after. Like we obviously lose a little bit of money on shipping, but for it to be that late, it can't be helped. So if you have an order with the beam plushes combined with, you know, the anniversary stuff, if you just email us, we'll ship out the other stuff first, and then we'll ship out the beam plushes once it gets here. And I don't think X-Ray made an announcement yet, but then we're also giving out like a complimentary freebie with the beam plush orders for being so late.
Wait, what's the freebie? What's the freebie?
One con exclusive item that you can't normally get online, which is kind of give one out. It's like a standee or a keychain or something like that.
Oh, the casual outfit ones?
Yeah, or like the chibi or whatever, because it took so long. But yeah, so like in-house and outsource, two completely different ideas. I think as far as I know, we're the only
one that does it in-house
smaller
right
company
now.
that does it in-house, right? Yeah.
I think there's been some attempts, but you know, like it's a lot more work than people initially think it is to get the orders out, so everyone eventually moves to outsourcing.
Yeah. Well, there's, like I said, there's pros and cons, right? Like doing it in-house, you have more control, you have more margin for profit margin, so everyone makes a little bit more money in the end, et cetera, right? And then your customer would have like direct line to you, and then when it comes to decision making, you can just kind of say, hey, like I'll give you more stuff, I'll do the refund, I'll change your address, like all kind of stuff, right? When it's outsourced, it's not as easy, but then they're supposed to make like your job easier. But
They're
the funny
supposed
story,
to, man.
they're supposed to, right? But the funny story is the plushies that we're getting, and that's being delayed the most, is actually an outsourced deal.
Dude, if we had gone with my manufacturer.
Yeah, because we found the manufacturer long time ago, and we had the sample like basically immediately after the pre-order phase, right?
Yeah, I think the only reason it took so long for us to get the initial sample was like shipping delays due to like lockdowns and stuff, but aside from that, like I think they were done within like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. But this supplier that we outsourced to basically dropped the ball pretty hard, and then we've since been trying to get them to pick it up. It's been pretty messy. I've basically been emailing them like every day. Yeah.
I mean, we finally
supposedly.
I can talk about this because Lumi leaked it, but we've finally got the samples at least from the new manufacturer or whatever.
Not all of it. There's still some that's in transit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Basically, like to put it like simply, right? The beam plushies, like I feel like we might have gotten scammed. Like there were like a lot of red flags with it, but then we decided to go forward with it because the guy came highly recommended.
Yeah.
But then like when we paid for the entire order, this was back in like
this was
August,
years ago,
August.
Man.
Yeah, this is back in August. Their promise to us was we would have the prototypes in our hands within 1 month, and that was how many plushies do we have? Like 18?
Yeah, it's everyone up to Invaders.
Yeah, so like we were supposed to have all that done in like a month, so we should have received it by October the latest, right? And then back and forth with some designs, getting everything. Like this should have been able to be shipped out by like November or like December the latest, right? And then the guy just kept coming up with excuses like, oh yeah, there's a lockdown, oh yeah, the port is this, such this and that. Like kept coming up with excuses that's basically out of his control.
Yeah.
And then we just kept following up, and then after the New Year's, another thing was like, Chinese New Year's and things like that. So just kept coming back with these excuses, right? And then finally, I'm like, okay, dude, like you gotta tell me, like what's going on? We paid you the full amount like half a year ago. Like what is going on? Did you like reallocate the money or other stuff, right? And then he was basically giving us a lot of like random excuses, and then I said, okay, that's it. In the contract, you said we can get full refund, so I want the full refund, and then we'll just find another supplier to go with. And then when I said that, the guy pulled out the contract. I said, oh yeah, we can give you the full refund, but I need to withhold like almost, how much was it? Like $8,000 or something for prototyping. I'm like, ain't no way prototyping costs $8,000 for 16 plushies.
Everyone's saying Chinese manufacturers in the chat. Just so we're clear, the original manufacturer we got was Chinese and did better on timeline and price.
Yeah, this guy was a third party basically in the States. So basically that happened, and then I'm like, okay, look, you didn't honor your side of the contract. You told us it was going to be 1 month. Like it's been half a year, we are seeing nothing. Like we shouldn't have any money held. And then he starts like making all these promises, deals, and gave me a timeline. And then he gave me a timeline. He said, hey, the timeline would have to be verified by the Chinese factory before you post it. And then we've been since then waiting for a confirmed timeline so that we could give a proper update on the shop. But then based on basically just our experience dealing with the guy, like we haven't seen enough action that gives us the confidence to post like an update on the timeline, and that's why there's been no timeline.
Yeah, typical middleman stuff. Would you say this is like one of the biggest pain points we're facing right now? I know it's not, but transitioning.
For merge, definitely. Like obviously we're never working with this guy again. I basically said like, in order to push the needle, I basically have to get lawyer involved, and then now I'm waiting for him to come back to me after freaking Chinese Labor's Day. Like, how many fucking Chinese holidays has it been since we placed the order? And then it's just stupid.
I mean, I can confirm they're on holiday right now because I'm having trouble with my day job.
Yeah, Chinese Labor Day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but what about, okay, so aside from merch, what are some of the pain points that FaZe is currently facing right now?
It's like it just comes with scaling, right? I think most of it is really like human error. We want to make fewer human errors when it comes to like running everything in the background.
Examples.
Be it like how Phase Wars was run, there were a lot of human errors. How a lot of the things not being done on time, a lot of human errors. A bunch of small stuff. Doesn't really affect anything, but if we can minimize those, it would be a lot better, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's kind of difficult right now. I don't know how much transparency we're allowed to have about how many staff we have on hand and how many were involved in Phase Wars specifically.
Yeah,
but
Phase Wars
definitely under.
Yeah, Phase Wars was not just staff too. There were a lot of help from like the moderators.
Oh yeah, thank you to mods for all the community work you put in. I know it was like several hours if you guys didn't call.
Yeah, but staff-wise, like we have people, like we can probably use a couple more. But then, for me, it's kind of like the consideration for me is, let's say something happens, right? Or something doesn't happen, rather, right? The easiest solution is to say you're understaffed, because obviously if you have an extra pair of hands, then this would get done, correct? That's like the easiest solution to any problem if something's not getting done.
Well, also it's just like the level of staff. I feel like because VTubing is kind of a newer industry, it's hard to find the right people to fit what we need to happen.
Yeah. So the problem really is like understaffed or basically requiring new staff. It could be like a symptom rather than the cause. Because, for example, let's say someone is operating or working at 50% of your expectations, right? And then that 50% of the expectations for the scope of that role is causing people to see that, oh, you might be understaffed. Sure, if I hire another person, then that thing's going to get done. But then it doesn't necessarily mean that the other person who's working at 50% capacity magically gets better, because then you retain a worker who thinks it's fine to continue work at 50%.
And what are you doing to help motivate people to work at 100% or 90, I guess?
Yeah, we whip them, man. We whip them.
Bruh, that's how slavery started.
No, I'm kidding. No, there's a lot of talking that goes on in terms of just like understanding the scope better, knowing to work on things more proactively, reducing human error. And then once that's been done, if we're short staffed, definitely we'll ask for more staffs. Like right now, we're about to hire at least 2 more new people.
Yeah,
because it's been fleshed
right?
out more. Yeah.
But okay, the thing with hiring for talent managers is I feel like regardless of what sort of experience you have in leadership, it's such a specific skill set you need sometimes. Like, number one, obviously with FaZe Kaleido, we need someone who speaks Japanese at a business level, I think. Number two, like, with how much music we do, it'd be good also if they have some experience with that, or they have a good ear for things like mixing.
Yeah. And then also on the warehouse end, there's probably some adjustments that we have to make. And then also like human errors. Just one of the things is like minimizing human errors, right? And that's probably like the problem with scaling. And then the other thing just comes with every business is basically managing like cash flows, because like the VTuber business kind of covers many different verticals. Like there's like streaming, there's merchandising, there's like branding and different things, right?
Yeah, can you get me an accountant, by the way, next year?
You go find your own accountant.
Man, I don't know where to find the good ones.
Fucking Google it. Like there's a whole bunch.
HR block is so expensive.
Then file it yourself.
You didn't even file it yourself. I know who helped you with your taxes.
Yeah. And just go find someone.
Man. Aiko, do you want to help me with my taxes? Aiko?
Okay, Aiko didn't help with taxes. She just helped organizing a lot of receipts.
All right there, buddy. All right there.
Yeah. But yeah, like now, like anyway, with like all the verticals, all the revenue streams, all the expenses, like for marketing stuff, like it's just about like managing cash flow, right? Because there's a lot, like I would imagine a lot of the smaller companies, the VTuber companies like ourselves, like fail. It's probably due to managing their cash flows because there's so many freaking pitfalls in this business simply due to like when we get paid out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because our pay is always like a month, almost a month behind, right? And then in that month, you tend to make a lot of like expenditures, right? And then you just kind of trap yourself in a hole. And then sometimes like it may look very healthy at that moment in time, but then like you're spending future money, and then if next month like you're now making more money to fill the future hole that you dug for yourself, you're kind of screwed, right?
I mean, I think that's why so many agencies kind of rush to launch new generations now.
Yeah, but like if your generations don't do good, it's like digging more holes for yourself and filling it with future dirt, right? Like eventually it's gonna come back to you and basically kill you.
Yeah, and I know that and you know that, but we're talking about the pitfalls, right? So I think that's a very common one that we keep seeing.
Yeah.
Speaking of these sort of pitfalls, what do you think of VTubing as a whole, where it is right now? It's changed quite a bit, I feel like, in the last year, just in terms of trends and what's expected.
Yeah. I think it's like growing. I mean, I like where it's going. Like, I think we're still years, like 3 to 5 years behind in terms of just like market penetration into the mainstream.
You mean like 3 to 4 years behind, as in behind the Japanese market, or?
Yeah, behind the like there's no way we can be where the Japanese market is just simply due to like cultural differences. You know, like on their side, anime is a lot more accepted and things like that. But in general, the industry for us, like it's quite behind the Japanese side. So we have room to go. And I think with the larger companies coming in to North America, it's a good thing for everybody because it's a lot easier for them to open more doors when it comes to getting more mainstream brand recognition, right?
Do you still think there's like space for new, smaller agencies? Because a couple of years ago, you have like 30, 40, 50,000 in the bank, you can start your own VTuber agency. Do you think that's still like feasible?
Not anymore. Like the industry, like it had the industry sort of growing at its own pace, I think it would be more feasible. But nowadays, obviously, you need more money to start up unless you came in with a different type of resource, right? Like let's say if you came in with some sort of brand power or some sort of clout, then you can get away with less money spent. But nowadays the bar has risen, and then you definitely need to have more capital to start something, I feel like. And then nowadays, like the bar is being risen, like is being accelerated more so than the natural growth because of, you know, like more capital coming in to the industry. And then with that capital, it kind of raises people's expectations, and therefore raising the bar for your barrier to entry for a lot of people.
do you think because the barrier to entry has been raised, like standards for working will be raised, like things like cuts, things like contract terms, that kind of stuff?
Just in terms of like expenditures, it has definitely gone up for cuts and stuff. Like that stuff is into like virtue signaling territory. I'm not a big fan of that. Like if you have a business structure, that you know you're gonna work, stick with that. There's no need to chase after, or to compete against virtual signaling.
I mean, it's pretty trendy, man. I think it's pretty trendy these days.
It is. I mean, like that's the reason why it works is because it appeals to people with, their needs, right?
Yeah, sorry about what I did to VTubing.
But yeah, like what works will work. Eventually, it will kind of like come back to equilibrium, I believe. Like if you're thinking about starting a company or whatever, like what makes business sense? Obviously, like gotta be fair to all parties involved. But what makes most sense is what you gotta go with. Don't try to compete with, large capital because you can't, right? And don't compete with people who are trying to virtue signal because you can't.
Yeah. Then I guess as you have a couple of years on the new CEOs entering this market, what sort of advice would you give them coming into it? What can they do?
I don't know. Like I guess what I said, like
You just said
you got
things.
yeah, like one of the things for sure you shouldn't do is getting like heated in public because that kind of just like
I think that
very
goes for
counterproductive.
anyone and anything.
Yeah, but like sometimes it might get to you. Like it rarely gets to me, but I can totally see it getting to people.
I can think of 2 times where it's kind of gotten to you and you'll message me with an idea of a tweet to send. And both times I've just said, do it. Do it, bitch. Don't be a coward. Do it. But
the professional Kevin held back.
One day I'll end it all. One day I'll get you. Yeah, I mean, going back to pain points. So there's staffing, there's, I guess, merchandise. Is there anything else? Is there anything related to like the pace of which VTubing is growing? Anything related to the current market trends that's kind of a pain?
Man, that's hard to say. Like it's not even really a question, I guess. There's like ongoing challenges. I mean, the ongoing challenge is basically just like managing people, right? Like this business is a lot more people oriented than most other businesses. It's about keeping people in the same direction, keeping people motivated, keeping people happy, etc., etc.
Oh, shut up. What's the last thing you've done to like keep us happy?
This is where like psychology comes in, right?
Bruh, all you do is get on stream and tell people I'm gross.
Yeah.
I would like to renegotiate my contract.
That's not happening. You can list out your terms. I'm gonna pretend I read it. I'll take a week and forget about it for a week, and I'll come back to you and say, sorry, can't.
What the fuck? I would like my next bonus to be paid out in cash. Thank you.
Okay, I'll think about it. Give me a week.
Um, Speaking of things that deserve bonuses, what were some of the biggest accomplishments from last year? Because we were talking about growth.
Yeah, I think last year we grew a whole bunch, with talents reaching like milestones, viewership milestones, adding more people. How many people did we add last year?
18?
3 plus 5, 8 last year, and then
Oh,
5 this
sorry,
year, right?
I
Yeah,
misheard
yeah,
the question. Yeah.
yeah.
I also completely blanked out at what you were saying because I was typing something.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the growth that we had. And hopefully we can keep it going. This year in terms of like adding new people, we're probably gonna slow down a bit. We might add like a couple more so we have like a whole number to work with. But mostly it's probably going to be just growing the existing
Are we allowed to talk about that on
community.
stream? Are we allowed to talk
and people.
about Invaders? Come on. Say something about Invaders. Do it.
Wait, hold on one sec.
FYI, he's still at the warehouse right now, so it's probably
It's
really
alright.
bad. Okay,
Sorry,
do it. Leak something.
what?
Leak
Leave
something.
what? I think I accidentally pressed a button and then Siri came on and then everything just I couldn't hear anything. What'd you say?
Okay.
What happened?
Speaking about adding people, you want to talk about Invaders? It is our anniversary month.
Yeah, I plan to add like 3 more people by the end of the year. I think nothing's been solidified. Because it's just better to work with a whole number, I guess. But when the time comes, we'll make announcements. Nothing's been solidified.
Do you want to actually clarify what a phased invader is? Because I think there's been a lot of misconceptions about this.
Yeah, invaders basically just sort of people that we would want to have in the company. And timing wise, it doesn't fit one way or another. For example, we might have a gen that's full, or we're not planning to release a whole new gen, and then we didn't want to pass up on these people. That's basically what an invader is. It has nothing to do with like anything else.
So to add on to that, do you need to keep your character as an invader? Yes or no?
You don't have to. It's based on like the personal preference. Like you, for example, you just wanted your old model to die for whatever reason. I'm like, okay, fine, we'll get you a new model.
Try to get the most money out of you, you know? Yeah. All right. Let's say, does like CCV or like sub count matter when it comes to invaders?
I don't think it matters too much. It just depends on the individual, right? And depends on like what kind of circumstances that are revolving around the certain individual. There's no like hard requirement or hard criteria that we're looking into with, like revolving any invader.
People are demanding for Leah's mom to become an invader. People are demanding more hags.
Leah's mom.
Would you actually cast
Leah's mom's been on stream, right?
Yeah. Would you actually ever cast someone's relative?
Wouldn't that be freaking weird, man? That'd be like really freaking weird.
Dude, Leah has a sister who's even weirder than her. We could have sister VTubers.
No, man, Leah is weird enough. We don't need another weirder Leah.
I think it would be a great marketing opportunity.
Maybe, but I don't know.
Oh, hi, Leah.
Isn't it just like odd to like be in the same job as like your family? I personally find it very, very like odd. You won't be able to separate like, you know, like work life and at home life. Like for example, if you get pissed off at like your mom, for example, at work, and then freaking work is over, you go home, have dinner, you're still pissed off and you're talking about the same thing. There's just like no downtime.
Well, like I'm a kind of Asian whose family had a family business growing up, so I just got beat up there. So I'm very neutral towards it.
Yeah, to each of their own, I guess. I personally just don't. I can't handle it.
I mean, like, what would you do if you had kids and they like told you they want to become VTubers or like internet celebrities?
Oh my god. I'm gonna like, okay, my kids are not going to have access to cell phones until they're like freaking 18.
Okay.
No cell phone, no cell phones, no iPads, no nothing,
she gets
man.
the
They're
internet,
not.
and then the first thing she fucking finds is like Pippa Pipkin stream, and then she's just like, "Dad, I want to be this."
Yeah, they won't know what internet is until they're 18.
And then she wants to become a VTuber. What do you do?
Nothing, man. I don't know. It would be very bad.
It's fucked up. You wouldn't support your kid. It's fucked up.
Yeah. It's called parenting, man.
What sort of household did you grow up in? God, that's cold.
Yeah.
But this was actually a question that Pippa had. What, in terms of growth plans? I know you don't like answering these kinds of questions, but like moving forward, do you have any specific plans of JP branch, future gens? I guess you answered Invaders already, that you want to onboard a couple more.
Yeah. JP, depending on how it goes, like first we have to
Stabilize,
get a manager. There are so many more opportunities or things that you could try to attempt in Japan when it comes to JP VTubers. Now that I like talk to more people, but at the same time, you know, it's stuff that other people have already tried. So like it's like years ahead of the things you can do in North America. So definitely I want to be experimenting more things in Japan locally, now that I understand a little bit more. But with respect to like new generation and stuff for JP, that is nothing or not being considered right now until we get a better foothold.
Oh, for sure. I mean, EN generation, I don't know if you want to say it. I don't think we're looking at anything like that for a while.
No. EN generation, we're not really looking at for like at least a year. Nothing for sure for 2024. We're just trying to grow everybody a little bit more. We're going to like more conventions and things like that. Maybe not as many as last year, but we're trying to do more in conventions now than
we're doing a lot.
Because last year the conventions, like we just kind of like boothed up and then people can come buy some merch. There's some calls. With the conventions that we're going to this year, we're trying to do a little bit more than that, I guess. To like better establish ourselves.
Yeah, I tried getting him to come with leaks for what's coming up at some of the conventions, but I was turned down, chat. So sorry for that. Is there anything that you are willing to leak though?
I mean, we've been talking about it. I don't know how solidified it is, but like we're attempting something really cool for 2025. If it happens, and then it happens. If it doesn't, like too bad.
I feel like we're gonna do it. I feel like we're probably gonna go through with that one.
Yeah.
But you know what? We're doing a lot more even though we're doing less conventions this year, we're doing a lot more like online digital events.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Never know. We might end up going to more conventions this year.
Towards the winter or later
Yeah.
summer, maybe.
We need like a convention watcher, like a convention watchman, because
Oh, I have a friend who does it as a third party, but I didn't want to bring them up because they charge an extra fee.
yeah, you don't have to bring them up then.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll need to come up with some sort of like convention watchman for just getting the foot into more conventions, I guess.
Give it to the sales guy.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Make the sales guy do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited about the digital events. Well, is there any events coming up that you're excited about? Hint, hint. This is where you shill.
Sorry, what digital events?
Yes.
So we got the anniversaries coming up, right? And then we got something special coming up after the anniversaries. And then...
Dude, are you watching my stream or not? Because I literally have a thing you're supposed to show up.
No, hold on. Oh, yes, the clipping contest. Yes, we have a clipping contest happening.
Motherfucker. But yeah, guys, if you're interested, Phase Connect is currently running a clipping contest. And what's the prize pool, dude?
I think it's like $10,000 or $11,000 for everything.
Whoa.
Yeah, clip, tag, and potentially win a prize. There's a prize for each talent, so whoever you clip, there's a pretty good chance of winning.
Yeah, come on, guys. Strategically, think about it strategically. I don't have that many clippers. You could all potentially win a prize if you clip me.
So shameless, holy crap.
That's why you hired me. You think I do these out of character streams because I want to?
Uh-huh.
Haha. 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 But yeah, really quickly, I did prepare a game. We're gonna play VTuber Agency over under. I'll name something in regards to VTuber agencies, and you tell me your opinion on it as a CEO, if it's over or underrated. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, hand cams, go.
Overrated.
Why?
Like, what's so interesting about hands? I don't get it.
You don't watch hand cams?
I don't. Like it's just hands.
What about Marines?
I would watch that one, but like it depends on the person.
Okay. I see a lot of people agreeing with you. Some people are saying feet cam. Matt, I hate that trend. I hate that trend.
No, feet is kind of it's a little weird.
Yeah, not for me. Okay, next. New outfits, over or under?
It's overrated if you do it a lot. Like, you gotta do it sparingly, I think.
What do you think is a good ratio of new outfits?
Like one a year-ish.
Do we even have that? I don't think we even get that here.
No, we're making it more special.
You tell that to the towns. You tell that to the towns. Donathons, over or under?
Over.
Agreed. Why?
Because I don't know. I personally, I don't really like it, and I also think it kind of like hurts the whole dynamic. Like you get like a good payout, right? But then it's a little like just from a pure sort of like talent perspective, right? So let's say you do a donathon, right? And then you get like a big payout, right? And then with that big payout, naturally you think, oh, it's time to take it easy.
Oh.
So then you would most likely start taking it easy, not do more things. You go on breaks. You do a bunch of other things. You're not as motivated. So like in terms of, you know, like your performance, it might look like you're not growing as much. So then when you run out of money and then you come back and then you're trying to grow again, right? Like just in terms of like a performance and growth level, it's kind of like you're sloping downwards and then you have to restart. Whereas if you don't have a donathon, like you're steadily, gradually increasing, right?
Yeah. I mean, personally, I just don't like it because it kind of screws up my taxes, but...
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And I let's just say I prefer the traditional sort of like JP ones better, where it's like celebration based rather than donathon based. But I can understand why people do donathon.
Dude, you don't
it's
even
a
let me
different
do
culture
celebrations.
thing.
You literally don't even let me do celebrations. I've messaged you being like, hey, just so you know, like I'm gonna do a celebration stream this week, and you'll just be like, no man, no point.
Yeah, because I have
celebrating?
high expectations for you, man. Like, what's worth celebrating?
Okay, can I ask a question? You gotta be like totally honest with me.
Yeah.
Did you have any expectations for me when I came in?
Not for you specifically, but like I have like expectations for any talent.
Okay, but like when you looked at like our pre-debut composition.
Okay. How real do you want me to be?
Say it. Say it with your chest.
Okay. So like your voice is like not like I like cute voices and stuff, right? Like a lot of talents and stuff, like applications or whatever, like we pick people based on voice, right? Like your voice wouldn't have been picked, right? So the only saving grace was your model. And then you came with this model. So I was like, oh.
You know, believe it or not, chat, that was still the polite version. I don't know.
Like,
I don't know if you remember this, but like there was like at some point in pre-debut, we were like in VC with another talent, and they were like pretty upset about something, like something content related, right? Or like, oh, they think they sound like, like because they have to like put on a front and be like enthusiastic on stream. They were feeling like, oh, this is so fake. And then I think Sakana just like immediately started ripping into my voice, like, at least you don't sound like Dizzy and shit. This is still the nice version. This is still the nice version.
I don't remember that.
Of course you don't. Very convenient. Very convenient thing to forget. But yeah, man, I'm not even allowed to have celebrations. I don't remember the last thing I celebrated.
Dude,
I don't. Monetization.
I don't remember what it was, but like if I said that, it was probably because I thought like it was not worth celebrating because I have, you know, higher expectations of you. I'm like that Asian parent, you know, like you can do better.
You know, I know you too well for this stuff to work on me, right? I just become resentful. That's all that happens.
Yeah.
Okay, original songs, over or underrated?
Original songs is kind of like outfit. The more or the less you do, the better they are. I think. Yeah, I think. I don't know. I feel like the original songs that we do, we can probably do a better job marketing them rather than just
Probably.
releasing a song. Yeah. So
Yeah. Do we still have
then,
that problem where people will release a song without telling staff? Because I remember it was a real issue for a while.
no, not really anymore.
That's good. But sorry, you were saying?
No, I'm just saying like proper marketing should go into each release of the song rather than just releasing the song by itself. That's something we probably have to get better at.
Okay, song covers, over or underrated?
Same thing. More doesn't necessarily equal to good. Like if you want to do a lot of song covers, I think maybe just do them as shorts, and that way takes less effort. You don't have to spend as much resources.
You're still spending a good bit, I guess. Well, finding the editors is kind of different, but that's another topic. Okay,
Yeah.
this is a fun one. Twitter, over or underrated?
Oh, Twitter is overrated.
Why?
The conversation that goes on Twitter sometimes it's just like are these like are these real people sometimes, you know, like
Yeah, it gets very brutal there.
yeah. It gets a little vile sometimes too. I wish people weren't as toxic on Twitter. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Chibi models.
I like
Over
chibi models.
You like them, really?
Yeah, underrated. I like chibi models, yeah.
Huh. That's actually pretty surprising. Okay.
Yeah.
3D, over or underrated?
Okay, so this is the weird one. Like 3Ds are good to have. They're sort of like underrated in that sense, but they're overrated in a sense that, like, you know, all VTubers, because we get like a lot of like auditions and everything, right? So like having 3D is like the ultimate dream for a lot of VTubers, right? They're like, oh, I want to have a 3D model. I want to do like live and stuff, right?
Yeah, every audition, there's always someone who's asking about that.
Yeah, but if you look at the 3D model and the concert, and if you just do them right off the bat or whatever, then it becomes extremely overrated because it doesn't really help you much. Like, there's no. I feel like the novelty or the excitement for the 3D model has to be built up over time. So it's a weird one. Like, it's good to have, but then not good to have like right away, I guess.
I think starting with it's really, really hard. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's not something that it's not like a magic switch, like, oh, the moment I do my 3D, I'm going to get 100,000 more subscribers, and then I'm going to make $100,000. That's like not the case either, right?
It never is. Never is.
Yeah, and then you think back, okay, if that's not the case, then why do you want it?
I think
Because
people think of it like a milestone. It's the same reason people want, like, you know, like popular VTuber mamas or popular riggers. They think it'll give them a competitive advantage.
but it really doesn't, right? Like it really doesn't if anything, it opens up more like content opportunities. Like there's
Yeah.
more things you can do in 3D than you do in 2D, right? But I feel like that's the extent. And then if you have a full lineup of 3Ds, then you can do some cool sort of like group unity thing. That's good for branding and stuff, but it's not effective if you don't already have the branding or clout behind it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree. Okay. On that note, popular VTuber mamas, over or underrated?
Um, a little bit overrated, I think. It's kind of like you getting a mama doesn't necessarily guarantee you having the same clout. It'll go get some eyeballs on you for sure. And I think the association for that or the effectiveness of having another mama has sort of diminished over the course of, the years in the industry. It used to give you like a huge boost, I think maybe 3 years ago, and then that boost just kind of like slowly dies down, et cetera, et cetera. However, having a good like artist as a mama just in general, I think is very important.
Okay. On the flip side, popular VTuber riggers, over or underrated?
Overrated, for sure. Overrated. I complain about this a lot. I'm like, why does rigging cost so much?
I mean, like, it has developed. Like, the technology has developed quite a fair bit. But I agree in the sense that Live 2D was originally invented to be an answer to the cost of 3D models. So at its core, Live 2D is supposed to be something cheaper. But now, like, I don't know. I definitely think some riggers are charging on par with 3D modelers.
Yeah, like if you're starting up, right? Or like if you're like looking at this like, very, very, very clearly, right?
Yeah.
Like if you don't have the money or like if you don't have the adequate resources, or like if you have like a very limited amount of resources and then you're trying to make this VTubing thing work, right? Having a better rigger for your model is probably at the very bottom of your list of items to spend money on. It's like you can prep your VTuber debut or whatever or everything. Like let's say if we score your VTuber debut, right? Or like, as you prep more things, you get more points, and the maximum amount of points you get is like 100 points, right?
Okay.
The difference of an average rigger and a very expensive high-end rigger will maybe bump your score from like 95 to 100. That's like the difference. Everything else makes up the remaining 95. And that 5 is like not really worth your time, because that 5% or 5 points is probably equivalent to your entire budget for all the other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to talk about any of the cost stuff that goes into preparing for VTuber debuts?
Yeah, like it has freaking gone up like threefold. Like, 3 or 4, like since we first started, everything's gotten more expensive, man. Now, like typically, like a good mama.
Is that
like there's good mama and then there's clout mama? Okay, clout mama is like the most expensive.
Clout mama gets into 5 figures, so.
Yeah, like a good mama is probably 5 to 6K now, right? Sometimes 7K, right? A good mama just on the Live 2D art. And then the rigging, depending on what kind of rig you get, at least it's going to be 1,500. That's like the cheapest you can get.
That's the cheapest, though. That's like base. It's closer to like 2 to 3 right now, I think.
Yeah, probably 3K, 4K, and then the really freaking expensive ones. And then you want to add more like gimmicks. Like gimmicks are cool. They're not needed, right? They're not needed. They're cool. But like, let's say you want to do more things, you want to add gimmicks, could go up to like freaking 5K, 6K, 7K even. And it's just at that point, like it's like, unless you're not bothered about, like if you're not limited by your budget, then like leave the expensive rigging out. But if you have the money, then by all means, it's up to you. And then your other stream assets, like a stinger, an intro screen, overlays, that's probably going to run you 2K, maybe 3K if you get some good ones. And then you want to do like an original song or a cover. Like let's say if you do a cover, that's about 1.5 or 2K. An original song probably 3, 4K. If you want a good composer, that can go up to 5 or 6K. And then all these things added together, like a corpo debut these days, because that's kind of just the bar now, right?
Yeah. Keep in
it's
mind.
probably going to be,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like 15 to 15.
Oh,
I
more
guess.
than 10. More than 10. 10 used to be like the old cost. It's closer to 15, 20, I think. Keep in mind, chat. Keep in mind, we're talking corpo. If you're an indie starting out, you can definitely go cheaper. Artists are easier to find nowadays. It's just the quality or the clout you get from them might not be as significant, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and that's the cost before you factor in like marketing, right? All that is just to debut, and then marketing is like separate.
Ooh, do you think that anyone can get away with just like grassroots marketing anymore, or do you think it's all now like you have to run YouTube ads as a corpo, you have to like sink more and more into ad spend?
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. It's still doable, I think. Like we've seen some cases in recent times where there wasn't really that much paid marketing, and it was
I feel
just
like that
word
was a
of
while
mouth.
ago, and even then they still did like stuff like watch-alongs, which is more grassroots if you're connected to the industry, but
Yeah. Like if you let's say if you have no connection to the industry, you have no existing brand power. Existing brand power would be something like starting up VTubing for a known brand, right? So that's like brand power. Or if you have any existing clout, like for example, if you knew some streamers or whatever, like if you have none of that and you're trying to start a corpo with no advertising, then under today's climate, it's impossible.
mm-hmm.
At least you're going to have a pretty slow start to begin with in the beginning.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, and then this came up in chat. It's not on the list of things, but what do you think of over or underrated the like VTubers transitioning into like 3D person or like combining those identities? Over or underrated?
That depends on the direction of the VTuber herself or the company.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, for FaZe, we don't want to venture into IRL territory. We're strictly anime.
Strictly anime. Would you ever do furry stuff?
What?
Like would you ever get like
That's
like,
not in my
Debbie
well,
Roos?
that's not in my vocabulary, man. Not considered.
Come on, Debbie Roo is like cute, like little. You're a fish. You're a fucking fish, dude.
Yeah.
You're basically a furry mascot.
What?
Yeah, dude, you're a fish.
Fish doesn't have
you're
fur.
Okay. You're scaly.
I'm just like a mascot character. Can you like not be gross?
No, that's how I get clicks and views.
Move on.
Okay, over or underrated? FaZe Connect.
Underrated, man. Severely underrated.
Okay, say why. Why is FaZe Connect underrated?
Yeah, like just nobody knows about us.
Nobody knows about us.
Yeah, we need to be like on the $10 bill.
A Canadian $10 bill?
It doesn't matter what country. Like,
We should print currency. We should print currency and distribute it to our fans and start a revolution. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's all I had for VTuber agency over and under. Are there any things that you want to share with the audience, Fish?
Not really. I can't think of anything. Like if anything comes up, I can probably talk about it, but my mind is empty.
Yeah. You looked really tired yesterday.
Yeah, dude, like packing boxes, man. Like it's a war zone in here. No, I'm like leading the charge.
Okay, you gotta like tell them about some of the other shit you do, because at this point, I'm pretty sure most of the audience just thinks you're a warehouse monkey.
What do you mean the other shit I do? Like outside
other
of the
work.
warehouse?
Yeah, outside of the warehouse. What do VTuber CEOs do?
Okay, so it's definitely a lot more than the warehouse. Okay, so I gotta check in with the managers basically every day to see like what's going on, what project is being worked on, what project is not being worked on, should be worked on, and then talking to like conventions, collabs, and then fucking bank runs. Bank runs take a huge amount of time, and you're just like sitting there the entire time.
Why haven't you gotten it set up for at home yet, man? It's been so long.
Even if you set it up for at home, it still takes like a long time to do. And then we have pretty messed up like pay schedules.
Yeah, a 30-day thing.
Not even 30 day. Yeah, 30 day. And then just like paying artists. So I'm starting to tell the managers like, hey, like if we take any commissions, just tell them that we pay end of every month, because like I can't be running to the bank like every other day to make payments on the go anymore. Because we have like a lot of commissions. We have like, I think I calculated we paid for like,
I think there's a note on it for last year. Can you share how many commissions we had last year?
It was something like we pay on average 5 commissions or 6 commissions a day or something, and that was like only PayPal. Like there's so many things just on the administrative end that needs to be taken care of.
It was 6 figs, right? How much we spent on commissions last year?
Yeah, high 6, almost 7, I think.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
And what else do you do? Day in the life, man.
It all like blends together, man. There's like a lot of things that just come up, and I just have to deal with. Collaborations. We're working with the cards people, right? Japanime. So that card game. OOC Push, yeah. We're talking to them, trying to work on stuff, and there's like different collaborations we're talking to, and then following up on a lot of different projects. So that's the one thing I want to basically automate a little bit more and improve on.
Oh. Did you get my schedule, by the way, for when I want to launch that project thing? It's coming up.
What project? The September one?
Not the September one, the one that's coming this summer. The one we've been working on for a while and we just got the room background for.
I don't remember which one. You have to type it to me.
Okay. It doesn't matter. I'll just do it. It's fine.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a lot more than just warehouse. Like back end stuff. Like right now, the warehousing, we're trying to figure out like a thing that's been sort of like very annoying to deal with, like how we're Canadian and then we have to take US dollars.
Yeah.
Not shipping, US dollars, and then payment gateways, bank accounts, taxes, cross-border taxes, so we don't get double taxed, like foreign sort of income and all that stuff. And then also inventory management, like what's in the US warehouse, what's in the Canadian warehouse, transfers, and like just a bunch of random crap.
Oh yeah. Can we get is it feasible to have all my merch for birthday in Canada warehouse? I don't mind packing it.
It is feasible, but I'm trying to see if I can get rid of the Canadian warehouse and just have it all in the States.
No, where will we go for collabs?
And then I don't know, go to like a coffee shop or something, or use the other freaking office that is still listed.
It's still listed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, let's use that one. That one's nicer anyways. What the fuck?
There's no internet though. You have to tether.
Man, you wanna pay my phone bill that month?
No.
Yes,
Oh yeah, and then like one of my things that I really want to do, like it's probably a pipe dream, but like I like to do it eventually, is to have like a physical like phase cafe or something. I don't know. I don't know how feasible it is.
We should at least do a pop-up next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can get one of the pop-up spaces down in the States. And then get
Yeah, see, if this were Japan, it would be it'd be a lot easier to do.
Just because it's a smaller ground, right? But we'll just go to one of the populated cities.
Yeah. Dude, when I was in Japan like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I forget, when I came back, I went to this cafe that opens like really late at night.
Mm-hmm.
It was a really cool experience. Like the shop owner is a big like Hololive talent fan. Ooh. So everything in there was like a bunch of VTuber stuff, and people like were watching streams and stuff. I thought it was pretty cool.
Did you end up going to any of the Anisong cafes?
No.
They just they play Hololive music quite frequently. It's fun.
Yeah, the Japan trip was quite interesting. The first time ever I met Tema in the airport.
Yeah, you told me a bit.
The first thing she did, she like freaking punched me in the arm really hard.
Did it leave a bruise?
No, but like...
Damn! Tema, you should punch them harder!
It was a hard hit.
Sometimes I like to pat you all in the back really aggressively to get my anger out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Pippa... Okay. Like, any food that's over $20 is like wasted on Pippa. She can't...
I thought she said it was good this time. I thought she said it was good.
It's good, but then like it's just like she can't appreciate it, you know?
Well, okay, to be fair, your taste buds are kind of fucked up too.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, like we went to mostly like Asian restaurants, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. Some of the restaurants that you've taken like the talents to for company dinners, I don't dude, this guy is obsessed with Denny's. It's always fucking Denny's.
Yeah.
No. It's such a shame that Pippa and Tenmarga disappear during off-Kai.
Yeah, such a shame.
Such a shame. Do you have any idea where they're going?
No.
No? Do you have any idea what time and where we can find out?
Fuck, hold on, let me pull up the tweet.
Oh my fucking god.
They are at Off-Kai main stage Saturday 1:15.
They are not.
11:15.
They are not at Off-Kai.
Oh, you're right. They're not at Off-Kai.
There we go.
Yeah.
God, can you believe we pay this guy? Yeah, but that has been, I guess, a bit of a backstage look on FaZe Connect. I know there's a lot of super chats that we didn't get to, and I'm really sorry about that, just because the chat was too busy. Yeah, any last words, Sakana? Sorry, Kevin. I keep calling you Kevin for a sweet bit.
It's a little weird. I'm used to people calling me Sakana, but that's okay.
I never actually call you by your name.
Yeah.
I never call you by either of them, really.
Yeah. You just, hey, I need this. Hey, I like this. Hey, I don't want this.
Speaking of which, so that purse I've been wanting.
What? Go
Did.
get your own.
I did phase worse, man.
Yeah. Now you can get your own purse. What's stopping you?
I am poor and you do not pay me well.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, thank you everyone for coming. Remember, we have a clipping contest happening. Clip our talents for a chance to win a prize. And yeah.
All right. We're gonna let Sakana go spend time with his wife, who he loves and treasures dearly. Say something nice about your wife.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go and pack more boxes.
You can't even do this, right? What else? What else? I'll be back tomorrow with Phase Weekly. That show I don't get paid for. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, bye. Say bye, Kevin. Kevin, say bye. Fishman. Fishman. Wake up. Wake up. Kevin. 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 Phase Invaders!